How's it going? If you're in there, pop in and say hi. I'm in my nice, cozy, warm house this evening. And we were just watching a bunch of stuff on Bigfoot. So we watched this one guy in Bigfoot. He's down in Mississippi. It's called Dixie Cryptic. It's pretty good. And then we watched another guy, Steve, up in our province that talks about it. So I figured, after that, I'm going to do a live stream here. So pop in and say hi. Don't be shy if you're around. I'm here to chat with you guys. And yes, it's still cold here. It's currently minus 3.1 degrees Celsius. Current time is 6:55 p.m. Pacific time. We are still in the grips of a deep freeze. Each day is getting progressively milder, but it's still freeze your ass off cold, right? But it doesn't feel so bad when you're out there if you dress for it, because we don't have any wind and it's dry, very dry out there. It's amazing. The humidity is very low. So when people say, well, the dry cold is easier to handle than the wet cold, I believe it. It's there's not like a lot of moisture in the air, so it does not feel quite as bad. So, but I'm still looking forward to spring, and actually looking forward to doing an update on all the plants to see how they fare, because this is comparable to the 2008 freeze in December. I'm more concerned about the potted plants. That's really the only things I'm concerned about, is the potted plants. I haven't checked in the cold frames yet. Maybe I should have mulched them. Hey, how's it going, David? Maybe I should have mulched the cold frames. I usually do. Sometimes I put leaves on them in a really good cold blast, but I didn't this time. So it could be bad news if those little pots froze solid in there. And I've had those palm cold frames out there for a long time. So we'll have to see. Fingers crossed. Hopefully they didn't perish. And I'm sure where you live in Crofton, David, it's just as cold. It is currently minus 3.1 degrees Celsius here on the northern end of Salt Spring Island. Zero wind. The duration is killing us. Yeah, well, it's like 2008. This is just like 2008. Pretty much the same. I mean, we didn't have any wind then. We don't have any wind now, but it's the daytime temperatures. And, that don't sound good. Yeah, no, it's not good. It's not so good, but it is on the warm-up. I just looking at the forecast, and here's the link. I'll put the link to our forecast, and I'll tell you what happens as we start to warm up. We are probably going to get a good dump of snow. We got about 3 inches of snow here, dry, powdery snow. There's our forecast right there. That's the one I use. But I know a lot of places had wind. Yesterday, I was listening to the forecast out in the Fraser Valley, out into Abbotsford and stuff like that. The air temperature was minus 14 degrees, and they had outflow winds blowing. Yeah, the warm-up's not till Friday, I know. So there's still going to be some cold nights, minus 4, minus 5 degrees Celsius, and even colder depending on location, right? It's pretty cold here. Yesterday, minus 9 was warmer, and then minus 3. So minus 9. So you guys are a little bit colder than us here. We had minus 6.6 in the upper Stevenson screen, and the lower weather station, we had minus 8. So a 1.2 degree difference downslope. It's about, I said in my video, 100 and some feet. It's about probably 200 feet away from the other screen. So one screen's up here. One screen is way down at the bottom of the slope. And the cold air is like water. So as it flows past that Stevenson screen, yeah, it's going to be lower temperatures. So minus 8 was that I bottomed out at the lower weather station. Upper Garden, not so bad, minus 6.6, which is 20 degrees Fahrenheit right on the bottom. But still, it's the length of the freeze that can cause problems. And you get these guys out there that want to grow these certain types of palm trees, like date palms. They want to grow CIDP, a Canary Island date palm. This is the reason why they are not a long-term palm here. It's the daytime temperatures, and even this length of the freeze, but the daytime temperatures are well below freezing. That's going to kill it. Yeah, not good for Washingtonia robusta, man. I would definitely wrap it up if I had a Washingtonia. I have Brahia armata out there that are on their own. Jubea chilensis. Trying to think what else. Chamaedoria radicalis. It's been through this before. And tree fern's been through this before. The tree fern's going on 28 years. April, it'll be there 28 years. And it's been there before. So with the tree fern, I put that burlap in the crown, in the inner crown, piece of bubble plastic on top. And actually, I put cocoa fiber in there first, dry, burlap. And then on top of that, I put bubble plastic in a terracotta pot to hold it down. So anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm sure the fronds will probably be fried on that one. Too late. It was too big to do. That's the problem. That's the problem with Washingtonia robusta when these guys grow them in colder climates, and they just get too big too fast and too hard to protect. Way too big. I mean, you knew about Tom Kelly in St. Louis, Missouri. I got pictures of his place. He sent me back in 1989, and they were 45 feet tall then. And I think they went a couple of more years, maybe a few more years, and then they all died. They all froze. And yeah, Washingtonia robusta, Mexican fan palm, they have like sharp teeth, man, up the petioles. And you don't want to get those hooked into you. I tell you, they're nasty. So tough. I know there's a few guys around in cold climates that like to play with Washingtonia robusta, but it just takes one bad winter to nuke them. And I know James grows one in Ontario, James Palms. He boxes it in, but pretty soon it's going to be too big to protect. So me personally, like I would plant one like you did because it's an awesome palm, but it's going to be too big to do anything with, once they reach a certain size. And I got a friend in Cloverdale, southeast of Vancouver, same thing. He had one at least 10 feet of trunk in his garden, massive thing, and he couldn't protect it anymore. And of course it died. The two Brahia edulis beside it are fine. Yeah, the spines sound deadly. So David, it's called a Mexican fan palm. And the petiole, so here's the trunk, and it's not a branch, but it comes from the petiole to the frond. And it's the piece that goes between the trunk and the frond. So up this petioles, it's got these wicked spines, teeth. Will be interesting to see what. Yeah, cordylines. I'm thinking our cordylines might be okay. That's what I'm thinking. The spines are, they're super intense, and the bigger they are, the more deadly those spines are on a Washingtonia robusta. It's even Butia. Butia here have wicked spines up them too. So after this cold snap, I'm going to have to head to the exotic garden down on the beach here and see how everything did. It's been through this stuff before. Those they've been there a long time, those Butias. John, just explaining the amazing salt spring might. Oh, cool. John, well, I tell you what, stay tuned. Tell her to watch the videos. You watch videos. We're in the middle of a deep freeze right now, and it is currently minus 3.1 degrees Celsius. So and there's snow on the ground, 3 inches of snow. It's like the Great White North here now. If you stick your neck in the ground, oh yeah, it could easily rip your neck open. You wonder how many guys have been killed by Washingtonia robusta. Oh yeah, well, I think worse than a monkey puzzle tree. The spines, up the petioles. Hey Joe, what's the coldest climate living in unprotected? Bulgaria. I think Bulgaria, Maryland. I think there's one at St. Solomon's Island in Maryland. I don't know if it's still there. It might have perished. It was there for a long time, but I think Maryland was probably maybe the more northern one I knew of growing non-protected. But the big ones in Bulgaria have taken temperatures down to like minus 20 degrees Celsius. We have Bulgarian growing in our garden here. California, Jimmy, what's going on there, big fella? So anyway, yeah, Dave, it's a different kind of spine. I mean, monkey puzzle, Ericaria ericana. I mean, the whole tree is all kind of sharp and pointy. But the palm itself is absolutely quite beautiful, a Mexican fan palm, Washingtonia robusta. But like I say, up the petioles, how can I explain it? I can draw. So let's just see. I'm going to draw a petiole. There's the frond, and then so up. There we go. I'm just drawing you, David, a quick diagram. So it looks like this. Okay, David, I don't know if you can see that okay. Can you see that? Can you see that okay right there? So that's what I'm talking about. There's your frond. There's the petiole. And up the petiole, it's got these spines. It's got these hooks. They're like hooks, just like that. So pretty wicked, and they're sharp too. I've been hooked with them before. It's not fun. You have one of those? Yeah, California, Jimmy. Those are weeds in California. Washingtonia robusta is a flippin' weed in California and a noxious weed on Maui. And at the nursery I go to, the palm nursery there, they won't even sell them because they said they're weeds. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, you wouldn't. I mean, the cold 9 Fahrenheit. Wow, it's 3.1 or minus 3.1 degrees Celsius here. So I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I'm guessing about 27, maybe something like that. I don't know. We'd have to go online conversion. Let's do online temperature conversion. Minus 3.1. Minus 3.1. 26.4. So, Caleb, it's 26.4 degrees Celsius here, right? So, not enough to kill our trackies. And, like I say, the trackies have been through it before. And I hope you're not having wind there, Caleb, because wind is a bad thing along with the cold. And out in like I say, the Fraser Valley, they're getting the wind. I've been to Redding. I've stayed in Red Bluff. You know, on my drive to California when I was a teenager with my buddy, I was 17, he was 19. We drove to California. We pulled into Red Bluff or Redding, and then we booked a hotel from Redding at Red Bluff, and we continued on to Red Bluff, and we stayed overnight because we made a long trip. We drove all the way from Vancouver to, south of Vancouver to California. I'm in Redding. But there are some nice ones in Redding. Redding's a nice area. There's Kate. Kate, bye-bye. You're out of here because you're just a freaking spammer. Katie. So, Redding's actually a very beautiful area. Home of Bigfoot. I think there's Bigfoot in Redding. You know, we're totally into the Bigfoot thing, and I think there's Bigfoot up there too. And there's another one there spamming me. Good. Thanks, Caleb. I can't stand those spammers. Zone 9B. Yeah. So, yeah, that's awesome. You got to love Zone 9B. I have a thermometer inside the box room, and it's 20 Fahrenheit. Oh, it's pretty cold then, eh? Wow. Caleb, that is cold, buddy. Hey, there's a lot of skip coming in today on the radio, man. I talked tons of DX all over the place, and you can see some of the videos on my other YouTube channel, Jungle Joe C. I've been putting a lot more 11-meter band radio stuff on there because there's a lot of radio enthusiasts that have been hitting me up and subscribing. They like it, so I'm going to keep putting a bunch of those on there with Palmy things too. Do you follow Thomas Suit on Facebook? No, we follow Steve How to Hunt in British Columbia here, and Cryptic, what's it called? Dixie Cryptic. He's down in Mississippi, so we follow him too because we really like the Sasquatch thing. My bananas are dead now. But they'll come back, California Jimmy. Don't worry, they'll come back. My dad made me put his radio. Oh, he did? Okay, I put one in my truck, Caleb. I did put one in my truck. It's sitting in there now. I got a mag mount. I got a Tram 300 mag mount antenna. I could just pop it on the roof. And, it's funny, the other day when I hooked it up, I drove down the road and I talked to Illinois and I talked to Iowa in it. So it was pretty good. That's a radio I bought 43 years ago. Still works pretty good. Is in Vancouver Island. Oh, okay. Send it to me. Cool. Wendy and I'd like to know about that guy. Watch him. Thomas Seward. Hey, Wendy. There's another Bigfoot guy. Thomas Seward on Vancouver Island. Is he on YouTube? Thomas is Thomas. There goes the snowplow going by, but there's no snow on the road. It's clear. And his last name is Sewid. Thomas Seward. Ewid. Yeah, Thomas Seward. So, hey, piece of me. He's got a YouTube channel then, right? I'm guessing. So we watch Steve. It's How to Hunt, right? Hey, Wendy, How to Hunt? Is that How to Hunt? Native Watchman. Okay, Wendy's logged into his channel. Okay. Okay, cool. What's the name of his channel, piece of me? What is the name of his channel? Do you know his YouTube? Oh, okay. Okay, Wendy found it. We're going to look. The mountains have so much snow. Oh, good. That's good that you guys got snow. We got about 3 inches here on our property and this end of the island, and some other areas of Salt Spring probably have about a foot of snow. 4 inches of snow now. Okay, so you got about an inch more than us. So not that much. We're going to get more before this is over. I know that because I'm looking at the forecast, and it says there's a snowfall warning in effect right now for us. So you know what? I'm sure we're going to get dumped on overnight. We are going to get dumped on. Anyway, thanks for the link. The info there, piece of me. Wendy's watching it. All right, you're watching them, right, Wendy? Wendy. She's not answering. She's watching. He's on Facebook. Okay, so she's watching them. So maybe it's on Facebook because she looked them up, piece of me. Supposed to snow all week next week. Yeah, I don't know what our forecast is next week. I just don't want any wet snow. I'll take the cold over the wet snow. I really leave my track in. Yeah, it's like me. I wrapped up the mountain coconut palm too. I wrapped it up with burlap and I got an umbrella over top of it, only because it was very expensive and I didn't buy it. My friend bought it. There's being talk about sightings of mouse. Oh, I believe it, David. I believe there has been Bigfoot up in that area. There has to be because it's a hot spot. They say the back hills of Duncan and Cowichan is a hot spot for the big man, right? For the big ape man. So I believe it. Well, you saw our video, right, David? You saw Wendy's video she shot in beginning of August 2013 out near Port Renfrew. And like I say, on December 3rd, the History Channel used it on their show called The Proof Is. It's called The Proof Is Out There. I think that's called The Proof Is Out There. I know my tracking take is 9. Yeah. 9 Fahrenheit, you might lose the fronds. You may lose the fronds on it at 9 Fahrenheit because I know at 12 Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Fahrenheit, I've seen them lose fronds. Hey, Wendy, is that on Facebook or YouTube? Oh, it's on YouTube. So Thomas, or what's his name? Seward. That Seward guy is on, Thomas Seward's on YouTube. Yeah, hopefully the seedlings are okay. I'm kind of worried about mine because in the cold frames, I didn't mulch anything. They're just sitting there and it's freaking cold. So maybe I'm going to take a big loss in the spring. We're going to find out. I hope not. That would suck. All the 1 gallon stuff is healed in, 2 gallon stuff, and the 5 gallon palms I didn't heal in. I didn't heal them in with leaves. I should have. My bad. Because remember, things in pots are less hardy. Oh, you sent it on. Okay, because Wendy's watching it right now. Piece of me. She's in the kitchen watching on her iPad. Yeah, we'll be left with the hardiest seedlings. How about those Swampsonia, eh? How about the ones growing down in the deep ravine? What do you think about those? It's cold and it's wet down there. Yep, I believe it. No. Oh, you haven't seen it? I'll get you the. Go to Wendy's channel, David. Gulf Island Rock. Go to Gulf Island Rock, and here I'll find it for you. Let's just see. I'll find it for you, and I'll put the link here for you, David, and you can see it. 3 died and 2 survived. Oh, that's a shame. Well, at least 2 survived, Caleb. I bet they're going to be fine. I've had a bunch of dry containers freeze. Okay, that's cool. Thanks, piece of me. That's reassuring. You brought them in. Okay. Yeah, I got about 3,000 of them out there. Hey, Joe, GD Gardens. Hey, I talked to a lot of people. I talked to Georgia today on my radio, Kentucky, all over the place. Lots of people in Georgia I talked to. There's a lot of people with 2-way radios in Georgia. Let's just see. Gulf Island Rock. I'm going to find it for you guys. I'm going to find this link for you. Anal popsicles. Palm Nation's in there. David Button. Hey, I like the emojis, man. I like the hamburger one. I'm actually in the mood for hamburger now. We got some steak in there. Watermelon would be good. David's got a watermelon. He's got a strawberry, cherries, and maybe it looks like a persimmon. Peach, maybe. You got a whole bunch of stuff in there, David. Hope everything's good down under. You'll hit 23 Fahrenheit here in the 3rd of January. 23 is not too bad. 70 extremely stormy. Well, it sounds like it's warmer in Michigan. Michigan's the warmest place to be. Okay, one sec. I'm going to find this link for you. Okay, here we go. This is for David. David, there's a link for you right there. You can watch it. And then there's another link I'm going to find you right here. David, this is for David Paperno. David. No. Show David's. No. David, hey, David Button is a good guy. Leave him in there, you guys. Do not get rid of David. He's my friend in Australia. It is buckets. That's 40C there. Holy cow. Okay, sounds good. Plus for the snow area. And then I was like, they have 2 feet of snow up there? Oh, my God. Anyway, there's some links for you, David. You watch them. Tell me what you think. Anyway, 70 in Tennessee. Hey, Zach, watch my Tennessee video I put on. I got another one to put on. I talked to a bunch of guys in Tennessee today, and you can see them. You can see one of them I put on already on my other channel. The guy was just booming in here. The guy had this like 8-element beam, like a monster beam coming in from Tennessee and just slamming in here. Sounded like a local on my island, but he was down in the volunteer state, meeting some buffalo cauliflower. Oh, that's good stuff, huh? Nice. That is awesome. Well, David down under sounds like you're in a heat wave, man. 40C. Holy cow. I don't know what part of Australia you're in, but it is stinking hot. That is cooking hot. He's got 3 emoji buckets of water and a scorching hot. Give me some water face. Right? Wow. Buffalo cauliflower. Oh, man. That sounds good, man. You know what Wendy and I made for dinner tonight? So we had a turkey yesterday, And then with the leftovers, we made this amazing turkey soup. So tons of vegetables. We stripped the carcass clean of the meat. And Wendy puts the stuffing in there and everything. And it's so good. What, David Barney, what's thought on the Mexican fans? They're dead. They will be dead, I think. If they, there's no way they're going to survive this if they're not protected. I doubt it very much. Minus 12 C here. Yeah, it's 40 C where he is. Holy cow, down under. Yeah, I doubt. It's been low 20s here for a week. Yeah. Oh, you put protection on yours, David. Okay, well, maybe it'll survive then. Check them out, watch them later. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, you'll find them interesting. Like I say, there's one where I'm talking about it, David Paperno, and then there's another one that Wendy shot as we crossed the stream and we walked up an animal trail or whatever. It was like a little pathway going into the forest, and I'm guessing it was just an animal trail and like deer trail or bear trail or whatever. And then that's when we spotted whatever we did. Maybe it was just a bear. We don't know. But like I say, it didn't seem very bear-like to us. We have seen lots of bear. And, a lot of these YouTube guys that analyze stuff have taken it and ripped it apart and said, no, they think it's a Bigfoot. So, I mean, that's cool. If it was a Bigfoot, that'd be pretty awesome if we actually saw one, if that's what it was. And some people think it's just a bear. But the History Channel contacted us in May. We did actually a FaceTime with them. Like, what was it? Not a live stream, a FaceTime. We were talking back and forth. She was in Hollywood, and they said, if we use your video, they'll pay you for it. So they used Wendy's video it was December 3rd. They used Wendy's video on the History Channel. The proof is out there. That was called. So anyway, yeah, it's pretty interesting video. It's short, and tell us what you think of it. So it made it on the History Channel, Wendy's video, and one of mine made it onto the History Channel as well. The Haunted Playground. One of my Haunted Playground ones made it on the History Channel, which was kind of crazy. Damn Ice Popland. Hey, Caleb. Ice Popland. Yeah, it's cold up here. It's cold up here right now, man. Yep. Get rid of that HDOKB, whatever that is. Where do these spammers come from, right? Where do these spammers? What are they, robots? They must be bots. They have to be. Huh. I'm guessing. So anyway, it's going to be nice when we get, this is just the start of winter. That's the thing. This is just the start of winter. And I know there's guys up in Michigan say, well, it's way milder here than there. Yeah, that's fine. But it's just the start of winter. They haven't had their cold weather yet. You wait when they get their cold weather. Even our worst winters are milder than their best winters. That's the way it works here, okay? So it may be bad out there. It's cold, freeze your ass off cold, but it's still milder than their best winters in Michigan. That's just the way it works, okay? So I know there's a guy out there that he thinks he can grow palm trees in Michigan, but without protection, but I haven't yet to see it. Oh, yeah, no, it will. It will. So, you know what? Like I say, there's the forecast. I posted my forecast, and I see Thursday night's cold, Friday night's cold, and then I see lows of 1, 2, and 1, and highs of 5. So Saturday, we're going to be above freezing again. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, we still got to get through January and February, and there can be some pretty cold weather in January and February, but generally by the mid-February, I say we're in the safe zone, but January, old man winter can be nasty to palm growers. Kiss the baby. Hey, blast off. I talked to a few people in Pennsylvania today. You betcha. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I talked to a guy somewhere in Pennsylvania. I didn't get the location in Pennsylvania, but I talked to a few people in Pennsylvania. Later, buddy, my meet. Oh, man. I want to be where David is right now. Okay, guys, we're all going to hop on a plane and get down under. Yes, snows Monday, Friday, next week. Yeah, I haven't seen next week's forecast. I don't want any more snow. I'm done with it. And actually, you know what? I got to admit, Wendy and I, we get up this morning and we look out the window and the sun's blasting through. We got about this much snow, maybe about that. What's 3 inches? About that much snow on the ground. And the snow, it was so bright with the sun shining off the palms. The palms have snow on them. The snow on the ground, it was absolutely beautiful, as much as I hate snow. I'm just grateful I don't have to work in it. Oh, my God. The polar bear swim. I'll make sure to shoot a video of it, Dave. We got videos of lots of polar bear swims here. Wendy has them on hers, and I have them on mine. Yeah, it'd be nice to control the weather. Yeah, well, hopefully you guys have a mild winter blast off. So Right now, we're having a good cold snap, and it is comparable to December 2008. I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to deny it. It's cold. Hi, Ben, Joe, Kirkland, Victoria, back for more. Hey, cool. Kirtland Vic. Nice. Ramon. I like that name. Hey, there used to be a wrestler on WWF, then it became WWE. His name was Razor Ramon. Do you remember that guy, Razor Ramon? He was kind of a badass, just a real badass dude. Razor Ramon. The view of the snow-covered Olympic Mountains across this morning is, it is. You know what? It is nice. The Pacific Northwest is a very spectacular place. Lots of mountains. And yeah, a hot spot for the big man, right? The Bigfoot. And you know, we're into Bigfoot. We like that stuff. And there's lots of them spotted in the Olympic Mountains. I've heard stories of it. You remember Razor Ramon? That guy was funny, wasn't he? He used to chew on a toothpick. He was kind of like this greasy Italian or something like that, right? That's how he portrayed himself when he came out. I'm Razor Ramon. And you wonder if that was even his real accent. Do you remember that guy? Some of you guys probably do. Let me look him up here. Razor. I'm going to find him for you. There he is. Here's his debut. 1992. Here's his debut in 1992. For you guys that don't know who Razor Ramon is, this is Razor Ramon. Check out my link. Nice. I just followed Wendy's channel. Also, a new IG account. My old one got screwed up. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, she's got some good stuff on her channel too. A lot of gardening stuff. There's cooking things on there too. And one possible Bigfoot sighting. I told her to title it Possible Bigfoot Sighting. She titled it Bigfoot Sighting. But, you know, it's a pretty good video. It's got, I think, about 69,000 views now, and probably rising slowly but surely. But 1992 was my heyday. 1992, I was 28 years old, dude. That's how old I am. I was 28 in 1992. That was a good year. That was a good year, 1992. And yeah, I can't bring back. Wish we could relive history sometimes, right? The good old days. You know what I'm talking to my radio there? I'm talking to my radios there. It does bring back memories because when I'm talking to these guys, you know, in the States, they do the same lingo and the same talk they did back in the day when I got into that in 1977. And my first radio is right down there. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. That's my very first radio, the one on the ground there. I got that in 1977. And it does bring back good memories. I like the good old days. Wish we could bring them back. 92 was a good year too. Yes, it was. You were 13. Oh, you were minus 13. You were a year old. Oh, yeah, you were born the same year as Ryan. 91, that's right. Trevor was born in 90. No. Trevor was born in 2000, and Sammy was born in 94. Yeah, Sammy was born in 1994. Yeah, you're just kids. So you're going to be 30 years old, Dave, coming up. Oh, no, you are 30 years old. You're going to be 31. Ryan's 31 in February. February 21st, he's 31. Wow. And that was Piece of Me's heyday. Were you a rebel? Were you a badass? See, I was already married and I had kids already. I had one kid. In 1992, I had one kid already. Yeah, I was, all my car cruising and partying days were long gone. You were 11. Okay, so you're just a young one. So you're a young guy. That was, just about 30 years ago. Wow. 29 years ago. Man, you're going to be 31 in May. Wendy's son's 31 in May too. May 2nd, I think. I think Wendy's son's May 2nd, but he's going to be like 38. Wendy's son's going to be 38 and Wendy's daughter's 35, right? So my oldest is going to be 31. My youngest is going to be 22 in July, and my daughter's going to be 28 in April. So that's how old I am, man. Time flies when you're having fun. And where is my daughter? There's a picture of my daughter in here. You can see her right there. She's the blonde one right there. That's my daughter right there. The blonde one in the cutoffs. She came here. That was in the summertime. They came here to model some shirts. They're working for a shirt company, and they were doing modeling. So that's Sammy right there. Anyway, she's a good kid. She works in the school district over in Duncan. Marty fades away. Looks like the picture from back to the Future with Michael J. Fox. You know, Michael J. Fox used to live in Burnaby, and my cousin they went to the grade 7 prom dance together. Michael J. Fox and my cousin Mary. Isn't that cool? Back that would have been back in the 1970s, long time ago, because she was married in 79. She was married when she was in 79. I think she was 19. She was 18 or 19 when she got married. So when she was in grade 7, it was in the 70s sometime. So she knew Michael J. Fox. She used to go to school with him. Not pretty wild? I never met the guy. I think the most famous guy that I've ever met was Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. And if I had the photo here, I'd show you. Wendy took it down. It was sitting on our dresser forever. And I took the photo of Wendy and Steven Tyler at Little Beach on Maui. So him and his daughter, Liv was there too. I met Liv Tyler. I talked with her, and then I chatted it up with Steven Tyler. He's actually a really nice guy. And which was really cool, I actually saw him in concert. 39 years ago, I saw them in concert. Long time ago, long before you guys were born, right? Long time ago. My grandma went to high school with a drummer from... Oh, Huey Lewis, cool. Hey, I like Huey Lewis in the News. Those guys were great, man. I think they were from California. Yeah. So yeah, Wendy, the cool thing about it when we met Steven Tyler, because he has a place on Maui and he does frequent that beach. It was Wendy's birthday, which was even better. So I just asked Steven, I said, is it okay if I get my Wendy's photo? You know, could I get your photo together? And he says, yeah, no problem. So I took their photo and she's got it and I framed it for them. Yeah, they got some good songs. Huey Lewis got some good songs. So does Aerosmith. And unfortunately, no more Aerosmith albums for me. I sold my whole album collection. I had hundreds of albums, but they're all gone now. And I just didn't really listen to them that much. So they're just taking up room on my man cave shelf. So now we got some palm books. We got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And we got some coconut. We got some coconut monkeys. I wonder where my other coconut monkey is. Hey, Wendy, where's the other coconut monkey? Where is it? It's gone. I got it on one sec. Oh, there it is. This one right here. I'm going to show you something. See that monkey? That's made out of a coconut. Isn't that cool? So one time I'm at a job work site and I had a big fire pile going, a big burn pile. And I don't know what it's doing. I was digging ashes around the pile and I dug a little deeper into the mud in the clay and this ball of clay came out. And it looked like it was kind of like this head stuck out of it. I'm amazed I didn't break this thing. So I took it over to the hose and I washed it off. It used to be an old farm there. And I found this coconut monkey that someone carved. Isn't that cool? It was preserved in the clay. It's old. I know this is an old coconut monkey. Isn't that pretty awesome? You have one of those monkeys? Where'd you get it from and how old is it? I need to know. I need to know how old this monkey is, Jason. We're trying to figure out what this monkey is. We put a crystal in it there. How old is this monkey and where are they from? I think it's pretty awesome, man, that somebody actually carved that. And I didn't break it with the shovel, which is totally amazing. So it's got a couple of cracks in it from where it dried. But I think it's antique. What do you think, Jason? Do you think that's an old monkey? I'll show you a couple of other things that I have here. There's from Tonga. Somebody brought this back for me. It's actually got my name carved in the back. To Banana Joe. Be there Friday because it snows. Oh yeah, metal detector be awesome. I did use a metal detector and I found an old cap gun where I found the monkey. So there's from Tonga. And I'm going to show you another monkey. No, not a monkey. This is a coconut. This is a pirate. Here's a coconut pirate. See that coconut pirate? That is carved out of a coconut, and I bought that on Grand Cayman Island. Grand Cayman Island in the Caribbean. Isn't that cool? That is coconut carved. It's kind of funky, isn't it? Creepy. Yeah, I kind of like it. And then what else do we have here? We got some pretty funky stuff. I'll put that in there. I like that. And, oh yeah. Here's another one. This one I bought in Maui years ago. Here's another coconut monkey. This is a coconut monkey with all my beads on it. It's actually a piggy bank coconut monkey. right there. Isn't that cool? That's from Hawaii. So I'll put that over here. I got a lot of crazy stuff here, man. And I got rid of a lot of crazy stuff. I used to have more crazy stuff. And what else do we have in here? Just a whole bunch of nonsense. Anyway, guys, that's my creepy monkey. In a creepy way, yeah. Yeah, I know. I used to have a lot more stuff. Like I say, I gave a bunch of stuff to Trevor and I downsized. I had to clean up the room a little bit because our plan is to eventually move out of here to Costa Rica. And hopefully that will happen one day. I'm really hoping we can get out of the country one day. We're working on it. We're still waiting for our piece of paperwork to come back from Honolulu. And those guys are taking their sweet ass time. The government of Honolulu is taking their time and holding our document. We need our marriage certificate back. They're supposed to be apostolizing it, putting this stamp on it, and then sending it back to us. But they haven't done that yet, which is very annoying. Got all the other paperwork back we need, except the one document we need. And you only got a 6-month window to get it all done. So we've been working on it. October, November, December, 3 months. So next week, we're going to have to phone Honolulu again and say, where is our marriage certificate? We need this back. In order for us to hopefully get the stamp of approval by the Costa Rican government, we need that to send in with the package with the other stuff. So anyway, we'll find out and we'll let you know. But even if we get the stamp of approval, we really can't go anywhere right now anyway. We're just kind of stuck here on Salt Spring Island, which is not a bad place to be stuck. I got it from a friend in India. It's codes. I have no idea how old. You don't. Oh, so Jason doesn't know how old it is. Okay, thanks, Jason. So you got it from India. So you think it's from India. Ours might be from India too. Very cool. Why didn't you have it already? Why didn't you have it already? We have a marriage certificate, Mike, but we're married because we're married in Maui. Yeah, we do have a marriage certificate, but we had to send it back to Honolulu to get it apostolized. It has to have a special stamp on it, and they didn't do that when we got it. So because Costa Rica doesn't acknowledge American weddings or marriages or whatever they said, they want a special stamp from the government on the marriage certificate. So that's why. So yes, we have a marriage certificate when we were married. It was issued to us. And like I say, Wendy sent it to Honolulu in October, and we're still waiting on it. When you got married. Ramon, thanks for the link. I checked out Ray's. Pretty cool. Looking greasy guy. Lots of gold. Yeah, I like him. I thought he was good. Yeah, you got to watch him fight. I like the guy. Like, a lot of people didn't like the guy, but I like him. He kind of had character, right? He's the guy that made, if any of you guys ever watch wrestling, and it's a lot of acting, but it's fun. And that guy made it more fun to watch. Razor Ramon would come out there in his mouth, slicking his hair back. And he's up, right? Dad resetting internet. Okay. Well, anyway, looks like my stream is still going. That's a good thing. It hasn't faded away yet. I'm going to check the temperature beside the house. It is currently minus 2.4 in the garden beside the house right here. So right down, I got a probe that hangs out about 8 or 10 feet down into where the fatsias are. And the palm fronds that haven't, so where the palm fronds are that haven't tightened up, it's minus 2.4 degrees Celsius there. Out in the garden, far, far out at the driveway where I shot a video today and I uploaded it, I showed you guys what palm fronds do when it gets too cold. They fold inwards. So far out in the driveway, the B&B driveway out by the road, the palm fronds on Bulgarian palm have folded inwards, but the palm trees around the house are still open, which tells me it's colder out there. They've had colder temperatures out by the road, and it makes sense, right? It is more open and it is sloped down out there. So cold air rolls downhill. Anyway, maybe tomorrow morning, the ones by the house will be folded up too. Not much I can do about it. There's not much I can do about any of this. It's just Mother Nature. Inspired me to make a YouTube channel about nature trail, exotic garden. Oh, cool. Awesome. Fred. I love Fred. Fred, where are you, buddy? That was my dad's middle name. Did you know that? Fred was my dad's middle name. God rest his soul. Dad passed away in May 2016. He was ripe old age of 82 years old. You know what? Anyway, Fred, I'm glad that. And weather is exciting, and it kind of goes hand in hand with exotic gardening. And trails are cool too. Nature trails. Wendy likes to hike. And, when I worked, now I'm retired. When I worked, I used to work in the bush and work in the trails. And a lot of those trails, I'd be packing a chainsaw and I'd be working hard in those trails. So on my day off, when Wendy wanted to go for a hike, to me, it seemed too much like work, right? So anyway, Jason, hey, good to see you in there too. So Wendy would say, hey, Joe, you want to go for a hike? And it'd be like, oh, man. So I'd be hiking with her sometimes, and, there'd be sticks in the trail or a tree that needs to be cut. And then I'm thinking of all the extra work we got to do, and I'm going to be packing my chainsaw in there, in the next week. So it was just a lot of work for me hiking. Now it's okay. 2.2 here in Kirkland, Ohio. I love it. Oh, wow. Cool. 1 month of potentially cold winter, my box track. Oh, cool. That's awesome, man. 2.2. That's balmy. Man, I'd be walking around with my shorts on. 2.2. Okay, so normal temperatures for this time of the year here are 6 degrees Celsius for a high, and I think 1 degree Celsius for a low. So today, I think we were up around -2 or something like that. So it was below freezing. Oh, that's weird. What the hell? Something just hit my window, man. And the weirdest thing? Something hit that window yesterday, too. I'm on the second story of the house here. Second story window in my man cave. And something just smacked into the window. And then I heard this scratching. That's so bizarre. Yesterday, too. I'm sitting in here and boom, something hits the window. So I went outside to look and I couldn't see anything there. That is really bizarre. It's almost kind of freaky. I don't know what that is. Huh. I don't think there's any birds flying around at night. There's no bats out right now. Birds don't fly around at night. I don't understand that. Maybe an owl or something, a little owl. That happened one time at my last place. Something just flew into the window. Maybe a bird, but it's pitch black out there. It's black. There's no birds flying around right now. There's the window. It's dark out there. What the heck would have been out there that smashed into the window? Bigfoot. Well, we're 10 feet. I don't know, to the bottom of the window must be 10 feet, I guess, off the ground. Something like that. It's got to be 10 feet, over 12 feet, maybe 12 feet off the ground, something like that. But it hit really hard. And yesterday, too, same window. Holy crap. I almost feel like going out there and just checking. That's so bizarre. Kind of weird, man. I don't know. Are there Bigfoot on Salt Spring Island? What do you think? I think they probably want to stick to the Big Island. If there's Bigfoot out there, I think they're going to stick to the Big Island. I have a friend that's a Bigfoot, the Sasquatch dude. I call him a squatcher. And he goes over to the Walbrand Valley and this and that, brings his camera with him and in plaster in case he finds footprints or whatever. But he has seen some strange things on the south end of Salt Spring Island in the forest. He says he found some tree crosses all crisscrossed, woven in, and he found like a nest, like something it made in it to sleep. So that's pretty cool. Way up down in the south end mountains. Well, if there are tracks, you could see them. Yeah, you would see them in the snow. That's right. No. Yesterday was in the daytime, Ramon. It was in the daytime. I was in here talking on my radio, on my two-way radio, and boom, and it's like, what the heck? So I actually went outside to look, and I couldn't see anything. And now it's night. It's 7:38 p.m. 7:38 p.m. here. It hits the window. I think yesterday it probably hit the window at about 1:30 in the afternoon, something like that. Do you want me to go check it out? I could go check it out. Maybe I should. I'm very curious. Maybe I won't come back if I do check it out. Maybe it is the big man, the big ape man. He's probably 8 feet tall, 50-foot reach. Yeah, Dave, no kidding. Well, some people say, I've been in the forest where I've seen tree breaks, right? There's no trees broken except one tree. And it's a nice strong tree, and it's broken sometimes 7 feet up. It's just like a tree about this big, and it's like something took it and snapped it. And it's like, how did that break? I got video on here on my other channel, and it's like, how in the heck did that happen? I look around, there's not one tree broken anywhere in sight, and you got one about, like I say, about that big, and it takes some brute force to snap that off. What would cause that to break? And why wouldn't another tree break? It's just some things I can't explain. I don't know what broke it. You know what I mean? You can watch the video and decide for yourself. Watch on Jungle Joe C. I got more weird stuff. Jungle Joe C is more of a random channel, and I put a lot of more random things on there. This one's just more pertaining to gardening and stuff, right? So I should check out my subscribers. I haven't been paying attention because the first person to leave a comment on when I hit 31,000. So the very first video I upload that day, when I hit 31,000, the first person to comment on it, I will send you some palm seeds. Okay. So remember that. Whoever is the first person to comment on that channel. And I think I'm getting pretty close to 31,000. At least I'm guessing. Right? I think Wendy's watching the Are you watching him? Is he good? Wendy's watching a piece of me. Wendy's watching the guy over on Vancouver Island. I think he is the native dude. Yep, I've seen stuff like that working up. Oh, really? Is that right, eh? So, so he's thinking, maybe it was possible that Bigfoot, if you believe in Bigfoot, the hairy ape man, whatever, has maybe made it. Maybe they were on Salt Spring at one time, because he says it could have been pretty old, what he was seeing, but he said there's no way the wind could have blown the trees like that. They're all crisscrossed amongst them. They were big trees, really big trees. He's an interesting dude. Yeah, Wendy's watching him right now. I think she likes him. Wendy's really big into native stuff. Her dad was actually taught at university, and he taught native anthropology. That's what he was. That's why Wendy lived in North Dakota. Wendy's dad got a job in North Dakota, and Wendy moved there. They moved there, and she lived in North Dakota, went to school there. So when she was just a kid, right? That was back in the late 1960s, something like that. She just said it was really cold. Really, really cold in North Dakota. Snowbanks that were so high. Banana Joe, did you ever try growing? Yes. Yeah. And I think we might even have one in our garden. We might have a voodoo lily. We have a lot of plants in our garden, Ramon. I want to call you Razor Ramon. Razor Ramon. That's a cool name. Ramon Salvatore. I'm guessing you're Spanish, right? Are you Spanish? I'm Italian, right? I'm Italian. So Ramon, that could be an Italian name. I'm thinking you're Spanish, like Spain, maybe South America, something like that. Maybe Portuguese. Razor Ramon. Anyway, yeah, we might have a voodoo lily out in our garden. I know I've grown them before, and I'm pretty sure we do have one out there. When it comes up in the spring, I'll let you know for sure. I'll do another live stream out there. Just under, yeah. So I don't know exactly how many. I'd have to actually go into my analytics. And I could find out exactly for you. I'm part Australian. Oh, cool. That's where I'd like to be right now. You're part Australian, Fred. I'd like to be in Australia right now. So Ramon, you are Spanish. So Spain, and I'm Italian. My dad's side of the family came from Italy. Cool. Yeah, I was born in Vancouver, though. So I'm going to try to find my channel here. And then I'm going to, I'm just going to find out what my subs are, because I really don't look. So let's just go into here, and I'll tell you exactly how close we're getting to 31,000K. So you guys be prepared to leave a comment on the very first video I put on when I reached 31,000 subs, right? Live streaming. Spain would be a cool place to go. Wendy's sister went there a few years ago. My daughter went to Portugal. Analytics. Let me go into here. Vancouver got really cold. Lots of palm probably. Yeah, it did get cold there, but you know what? It's been as cold before. The palms growing down on Beach Avenue have been one of the coldest ones was December 1990, and those palms were there. Oh yeah, David, you're part Italian on mom's dad's side. Okay, cool. Right on. That's what I thought. Okay, we are at, oh man, 30,997 subs. 30,997. We are 3 away from 31,000. I just looked, and I haven't cared to look for a long, long time. So we're 3 away from 31,000, which isn't a lot in my books. Not a lot of subs. You know what I mean? And I don't really do it for the subs. I just do it because I like doing it, right? And I like interacting with you guys too. You guys are awesome. You guys make the live streams fun. You guys are great. And, join me in a live stream on my other channel sometime. I got Jungle Joe C. And I do live streams on there once in a while. I did one the other day, but basically I was talking to myself. I think maybe 2 people came in, and then I just kind of pulled the plug after 10 minutes, right? So Jungle Joe C, and I actually do more on Gulf Island Rock. I think tomorrow I might take Wendy's iPad, and I'll do one out in the garden. And then maybe we'll go to town and we'll be in Roasters, and I'll do one at Roasting Company like I did the other day. If Roasting Company's open, we'll go down there. So yeah, it'll be interesting, Jason. So the first year the palms were planted on Beach Avenue was April 1990, the first grouping, right? And you got to remember, the oldest palms in Vancouver were planted in the 1960s, and they went through record-breaking cold in late December 1968 when it got down to minus 17.8 degrees Celsius. And you can see my videos of those palm trees on this channel. And those palms are 30 feet of trunk on them now and have never been bothered by cold. Yeah, Grandpa Don Paperno. Not sure if you remember him. Used to work for the highways. Oh, that was your grandma's husband. I wonder if I remember him. I might have. Your live streams are enjoyable, especially during these cold. Yeah, you know what? It's like eating hot chicken soup, isn't it, Ramon? Yeah, exactly. It's like today that turkey soup we made was so good. Yeah. So Jason, so check. I was going to say the palms, and I got lots of videos of the palms here in Vancouver. Trust me. I'm in the Palm Society. I know where all the oldest palm trees on the coast grow. I do. And they've seen it all before. And anywhere near the water, by the urban heat, by the buildings, it's less cold. So the temperatures you're seeing are at the airport, YVR, which is not even in Vancouver. It's on Sea Island, and it gets freaking cold out there. Rocco, they're open every day. Well, they're going to be closed for New Year's, which is coming up, but they're open. Yeah, they opened up about a year ago, I think, something like that, maybe just about a year ago. Yeah, it's urban heat. So Jason, where those palms go, and that's the reason we wanted those palm trees planted on Beach Avenue, is because of the urban heat. You got the Pacific Ocean, which regulates the air. You got a lot of heat coming off the urban heat, the buildings, which produces the urban heat. And we thought that was a good microclimate. So April 1990, we donated some palm trees from the Palm Society, 16, and we wanted them planted on Beach and Pacific Avenue at the Traffic Island. So the Palm Society gave them to the Parks Board, and the Vancouver Parks Board planted them for us. Yeah, big guy, gator operator, retired like 87. Yeah, I see your uncle around a lot. I think that's your uncle. What's his name? He works for Charles Gossett. What's his name? I always see him when I'm in the store, and I say hi to him. Banana Joe, any thoughts how you damage palms? Well, you know what? A lot of those palms, Ramon, in Texas, they were too quick to remove them because a lot of those palms maybe would have sprung back into life, but because they're in public places and they don't look very good, but they don't have any fronds on them, I think the Parks Department people or whoever looks after them or highways cut them down because some of those palms that were left are actually regrowing again. And I know for a fact that Tony Cerboni, that lives in Dallas, Texas, has a massive Washingtonia flifera in his front yard. But after the freeze, it's totally defoliated, looks dead. He left it a long time. He just recently got it cut down. He posted some pictures on my Facebook group, people who love palm trees and exotic plants. And guess what? After they cut it down, he noticed green growth coming out of the top of it, man. Now, wouldn't that suck? Wouldn't that just totally suck? You got this massive Washingtonia flifera, California fan palm that he probably grew from seed, 30 feet of trunk on it, and you're thinking it's dead. And then you hire somebody to cut it down, and after they drop the thing, there's a green shoot spear coming out of the middle of it. It's like, oh, I think I would cry. And it got cold in Dallas too. I know, that sucks. I posted pictures of it on there. It's like, that is, I did comment. I was like, what a bummer, man. That is just a real shame. I think it's always good to leave those palms to the last minute. That's a California palm. Yeah, California fan palm, Washingtonia flifera. And it's kind of like eucalyptus too. You know, years ago, back in the 1980s, I planted a eucalyptus tree beside my mom and dad's place when I lived in South Langley. Zone 8A, Zone 8B / 8B. Bad winter came. There was a bad winter in the late 1980s. And it froze mine to the ground. Well, defoliated them. It defoliated them, so I cut them down. I cut them down to the ground, and I said, hey, Mom, I'm going to come down and cut your eucalyptus tree down for you, because I know the leaves were defoliated. She said, no, leave it alone. Do not touch my eucalyptus, Joey. She called me Joey. Do not cut my eucalyptus tree, because she says there's hope. It may sprout. I said, it won't come back. It's dead. Guess what? In May, the whole thing refoliated again, so I shouldn't have cut mine down. Victor, that's right. Roy, on that I am talking to say now. Yeah. That's it. Victor Paperno. I see him. Slow growers, no. Yeah, they like heat, Ramon. They like a lot of heat. Washingtonia robusta are faster. Joe, assuming my robusta leaves are ASAP. I don't know. You might want to hit it with some fungicide, some hydrogen peroxide. You got the trunk wrapped. I think I would have probably maybe put some Christmas lights on it. Maybe you did. Some old school Christmas lights. But, maybe there is a hope. You got the thing wrapped up. Maybe there is a hope. The one in Edmonds, Washington was there for 20 years before old man Whitner kicked its rear end and killed it, right? So you could remove them, I guess. If they're dead, they're not going to be doing anything. Oh, so there's no winter protection whatsoever. Man, I hope it makes it, man. Well, you know what? You'll have something to talk about and make a video of, right? That's for sure. No wrap. I know. It's brutal to cut all the fronds off, too. I mean, you could have cut all the fronds off of it, and you could have wrapped it and maybe put some Christmas lights or a heat cable around it, but it does become a lot of work when it's that big. And it was a beautiful palm. I've seen the pictures of it, and it's a shame. So knock on wood. Let me knock on my cabinet. I hope it survives. I hope it makes it. You know what? Only time will tell, piece of me. You're going to have to wait till, the warm weather comes in the spring. Yeah, it's a good experiment. I've planted a lot of them over the years. The very first palms I planted were Washingtonia robusta. And I remember seeing the big palm tree at Stanley Park. It was planted in 1968. And I've always loved palm trees. And I looked at that thing and I go, yes, palm trees grow here. There's a palm right there. There's proof in the pudding. So I went to the nursery. I remember taking my dad's truck to the nursery. I drove all the way out to Richmond, to Fantasy Gardens, Richmond, Art Nabs, big nursery. And they had tons of Washingtonia robusta. And I'm looking at these Washingtonia robusta. I says, I think that must be the palm tree that's growing in, because I didn't really know much about the palm species. I just love palm trees. And I looked at the Washingtonia robusta and I'm thinking, that's probably the one that's growing beside the old monkey cages that I spotted in Stanley Park. I'll go ask one of the guys that work here. And most of the guys that work in a nursery don't know diddly squat about palms anyway. And I said, I was in Stanley Park. I told him the story that I told you. I saw a big palm tree growing there, and I'd like the same type of palm trees for my garden in Langley. Are these them? And what I did notice about these ones, I was looking, they didn't have the fiber up the trunk. I said, the one in Stanley Park has a lot of fiber up the trunk, and these ones don't have fiber up the trunk. Are they the same palm? He says, yes, they're the same palm. They'll get fiber up the trunk later on as they mature. Well, he sold me Washingtonia robusta. He sold me about 7 or 8 of Washingtonia robustas, at least 8 of them. And I put them in my garden in Langley, which was zone 8A, 8B, and I don't even have to tell you what happened to them. I've seen a needle palm in Albuquerque. Oh, yeah. There's needle palms there. There's Flipper there. My cousin lives in Albuquerque. My cousin moved there from Hawaii, from the island of Oahu, about 20 years ago, something like that. Yeah. So anyway, so the guy sells me all these Washingtonia robusta. I plant them in my garden in Langley. Really cold in Langley. They probably got down to minus 14 degrees Celsius out there. Speaking of fungicide, I'm always nervous about pouring it in the ground in the spring. Take my trackies. There's also a hydrogen peroxide that works, and also copper sulfate some guys use too, but I think stick with the hydrogen peroxide. I mean, I've never used it on have I used it? Yeah, I did use it. I used it on one trachea that I transplanted, and I was worried about the center spear. After the summertime, it just looked so dried up, and I just poured some down there anyway. I got a video of me actually pouring it down there. It was a bad transplant. Put it this way, I did not keep it watered enough, and it was my fault. The summers are just so dry here. It ended up dying. But the one that Scotty and I transplanted last April is looking awesome. It's out there on its own. There's no protection. We don't protect windmill palms here. Okay, they don't need any protection here. The needle palms, Fred, are on their own as well. We have a bunch of needle palms. We have 7 needle palms in the ground, and they're on their own. They're buried with snow. I do actually have a video. I'll put it on tomorrow. I just shot one tonight, so I'll put it on. So because somebody asked me, what do the needle palms look like? Well, you can see the fronds sticking out of the snow. And needle palms are pretty much bulletproof here. too. They're tough. They're king of the frost beaters, right? Needle palms, Rhipidophyllum hystrix. It does not cause rot. No, I don't think hydrogen peroxide is going to cause rot. I think it works as a fungicide pretty good from what I've heard. And I tried it on the one palm. And unfortunately, the center spears pulled out 10 feet of trunk on it too. It's a shame. I wish the people would have just left it alone and not asked me to move it. You know why they wanted me to move it? Because it was growing underneath a Japanese maple. It was actually sticking through the Japanese maple crown, and they should have just left it alone. Some people are so picky. I would have removed the Japanese maple. I would have been in there with my chainsaw bucking down the maple tree so the palm would be there. It was at Grace Point. Anyway, one of the palms I took at Grace Point is looking good. Took it out about 6 years ago. It's a monster. And then I got another one that I took out by myself with a smaller root ball. It's looking pretty crappy after 5 or 6 years, but it still has spears. Should have cut off. I would have cut the maple down, but they like the maple. You know what people are like, piece of me? They like maples more than palms, some of these people. Yeah, it was Japanese maple overplanted. I would have been in there. If it was my unit, Grace Point is a strata of condos, and there are some snobby people in there. Not all of them, but there's a few, though. I call them garden snobs. I didn't cut the trunk on it. No, I didn't cut the trunk on it at all. I should have. Did I cut the trunk? You know what? I might have cut the trunk. I think I did. I probably have a video of it. I forget. I mean, I cut so many trunks. I might have cut that trunk and it still died. Then I put the hydrogen peroxide down. Do you have any houseplants? Yeah, Wendy does, Jason. I don't have any houseplants. Wendy has a lot of cactus. She's got a dwarf parlor palm, Chamaedoria elegans. She's got crown of thorns, which is euphorbia. She's got zygo, which is Christmas cactus, and then a lot of cactus, right? So, yeah, that's about it for houseplants. I worked at Sky Nursery or in Seattle. Oh, God. That guy say, I wouldn't plant one in my garden, although we have them in our garden because Wendy loves Japanese maples, but she also likes palms. If she only liked Japanese maples, I'd probably have to give her the boot. You see, so I can only marry somebody that likes palm trees. Matt McCollum, I go to Sky all the time. Whoa, I go to Sky. Where's Sky? Sky. Oh, Sky Nursery. Oh, okay, sorry. That's right, Sky Nursery. So there used to be a really good nursery in Seattle called Jungle Fever Exotics. Jungle Fever Exotics was in Seattle. And when I went down there in 1997 for a garden tour, a bunch of the guys took off to Jungle Fever Exotics, and they bought a bunch of palms. They're growing here in Salt Spring. Tracky with a nice furry trunk make me feel like they come from. Yeah, they do. They're kind of cool, aren't they, Ramon? I like trackies. I think even if I lived in the tropics, I'd try to grow one. Matt, it's a nursery in Shoreline, Washington. They grow a lot of palm trees there too, Matt. You worked there from Feb to July. Cool. I worked in a big nursery here for 10 years, Foxglove Farm and Garden Center, but not as big as Fraser's Thimble Farms down the road for me, or the plant farm's pretty big too. Nice. I've got a Majesty Palm, Lady Palms. Cool. So you got some good stuff happening there. Jason has an indoor jungle. Jason has the jungle happening there. I got rid of our Cavendish. I gave them to Banana Hal and Banana Michelle down the road. And they're doing well. They're in their house. Just that Wendy thought they were taking up too much room in the kitchen. So they're gone. Oh, speaking of Majesty Palms, if I'm at the coffee shop tomorrow, I should walk over and do a video of the Majesty Palms because guaranteed they're dead now. I have a Cordyline houseplant. They look now. Oh yeah, Cordyline, not Australis, Cordyline. You know the one. What's the one inside that grows inside? It's from South Africa. Cordyline. Oh my God, that drives me crazy. $350 a 4-year-old potted trachea. 4-year-old. What? $350 for a 4-year-old potted trachea? No way. Thai plant is that's a Cordyline too. Terminalis. Dracaena. Yeah, Dracaena, but I'm thinking of the Latin name. Oh yeah, sorry. You're right. You know what? You're right. Piece of me, it's a Dracaena. That's right. You're right. I'm thinking of the Thai plant, Terminalis. Thai plant is a tropical one, and they use it for making tropical skirts in Hawaii. Is the indoor Cordyline. Yeah, and you can buy the cuttings from Hawaii and bring them back. Cordylastralis. I don't know how they would do indoors. I'm guessing they might get spider mites, but you could try. It's like growing a trachea inside. something like that. Really, wow, 3 feet tall, that much money. Joe, would you skin your? No, I don't think so. They do that at Grace Point. There's a lot of them. Piece of me, Dracaena. Yeah, Dracaena is the indoor one. I call them. There's one called Dragon Tree too, and there was a bunch of them growing out in front of our condo in Maui. There, big ones. I wouldn't skin the trachea. You know what I mean? I almost think in really cold weather like this, is it actually good for it? But there's a lot of them skinned on Salt Spring Island. There's some that are 20 feet tall that are skinned, and this has never phased them at all. The cold has never bothered them at all. But to me, it'd be like, see, I'm wearing a Stanfield right now. It'd be like me going outside without my Stanfield down off, and I'm going to freeze to death right now. So let me look at the temperature. So the temperature is minus 2.4. Hang on. I can look at my weather station. Okay, guys, it is currently in the weather station. My weather station in the upper garden is about 100, and I'm going to say 20 feet away from me, and it's minus 3.1 at the weather station. And right beside the house in this garden where the Fatsia is and there's palm trees growing, it is minus 2.4. Okay, so a 0.7 degree Celsius difference between 120 feet. Any snow coming? No, I don't think it's snowing right now, but it is supposed to snow tonight. I've never seen someone skin a trachea until this channel. Oh, is that right? Yeah, there's a lot of them skinned, and I don't think it's a good practice, but some people like the looks of it, and I guess it makes them look more tropical or something. I have a lot of videos of skinned trachees. You know, the one thing I don't have is a video of my buddy defibering the trachees. I don't have any videos of him doing that. And he used to do it with a box cutter. And if I'm right, I think you start from the top. Is it, maybe you start from the top and you work your way down. Correct me if I'm wrong. So anyway, my buddy Bruce used to do it. And you look at his place in Ganges, and he's got a lot of skinned trachees. He's also got a hedge of oleander. So it'll be interesting to see how his hedge of oleander is doing. No snow in Crofton. Yeah, no, I don't think it's snowing here either. I'm still curious. After I do this live stream, I'm going to go out and check and see what hit the window. Like it must have been a bird, but I don't know why there's a bird flying at night. And the only thing that flies at night here would be an owl and a bat. And bats are not at this time of the year. There's hummingbirds, but they're in the day. Yeah. So there's snow on the ground here too, 3 inches. And I'm expecting, there is a snowfall warning. Where is it? Right there. Yeah, there's our forecast. I'll post your forecast for you guys. There's our forecast right here. And it does say snowfall warning. Snowing in Saanich and Victoria right now. It is, hummingbird. Yeah, we have hummingbirds year-round here, Michael Morris. You betcha. Watch my videos of them. I got lots of videos of hummingbirds in winter here. Hummingbirds in winter. Check out my videos, man. Geese fly at night too. Oh, do they? Yeah, but a goose, I think, would probably be on my lap right now. And then I'd probably be plucking it and we'd be eating it for dinner tomorrow. But Merry Christmas, yes. And I hope you have a Happy New Year. Hopefully 2022 is going to be a good year, right? So, yeah, Michael Morris, we have Rufus and Annis hummingbirds. And it is I think it's the Annas that stay around year-round. We have them year-round. They're actually at the other day I was watching them at the Fatsias, the frozen flowers, trying to get something out of them. Goose would break through. Yeah, the goose would break through the window. And as I'm doing the live stream, land on me. Yeah, no, our hummingbirds stay here year-round, man. It's pretty wild, eh? Only place in Canada there are hummingbirds year-round is here, coastal areas, the islands. I don't know if they're on the mainland. They might be coastal mainland too, but they're definitely here. They're all around. You see them buzzing around. And we do have things that bloom in the wintertime for them, which is good. But a lot of people like to put out feeders. But the problem is if you have a feeder out right now, it's going to be frozen solid. So you'd have to thaw it out so they could get water out of it, right? But yeah, it's pretty neat. You can watch my videos here. I got lots of videos. I got a really good video when I was at Wendy's mom place up on the Sunshine Coast, Christmas Day several years ago, hummingbirds at the feeders. Fred, I should shoot a video about some prickle pear plants survive polar vortex. Oh, cool. I talked to Chicago today, man. I talked to so many people in Chicago today on my radio. I love talking to the Windy City. We call that the Windy City, Chicago. Yeah, some good sound and stations in Chicago. David, I saw a hummingbird in my yard yesterday. Puget Sound's been in there. Yeah, they're around here, man. They're flying around here too. I know it's crazy. I saw them the other day at the Fatsia, and the temperatures were in the 20s Fahrenheit. So it's cold. I don't know, man. You figure if those things, perched on a branch, they're so small they would freeze. I moved to Seattle from Chicago. I don't get to talk to Seattle that much. It's funny on my radios there. It's on those radios there. Like I talk all over the world, right? But it's pretty rare that I could ever talk to Seattle. But if you lived on the south end of Salt Spring Island and you're up in the mountains, you can talk to Seattle. Yeah, no, I have cactus. I just uploaded a video. I think I put it on this morning or yesterday of our cactus patch in the snow. And you know what? There are some very cold, hardy cactus that will survive in Chicago. There's cactus that could probably survive minus 40 degrees below zero. So the key with cactus is drainage. You need well-draining soil. That is the key. If you have poor draining soil, you know what's going to happen? They're going to rot. And that's what kills cactus here. Root rot. They'll just rot out and the whole thing will rot. Oh, Pancha, yeah. We have native cactus on our island here. We have a Pancha Fragilis. Look that one up. Lots of native cactus here. Matter of fact, do I have my Plants of Coastal BC? This is a good book. Plants of Coastal BC. Let me find the succulents. We have succulents here, and I'm going to find you the cactus. Let's just see here. My eyes aren't that good, unfortunately. Stone crop. We have stone crop. Yeah, that's what it is. That's why they call it the Windy City. It's the politicians. Pancha. Hi, Joey. Oh, yeah, cool. That was awesome. That was cool. I got it on video, man. I put that on video. It's on my YouTube channel, Big Stack, and you can watch it if you want. It's either on this channel or my other one, Ottawa. And I worked some guys from Windsor, Ontario today. So check that out. I got a video of us talking, having a QSO, Big Stack. It was, what are the odds of you being on that channel at the same time? Palms, you can skin them either from bottom, top, or opposite. Doesn't matter. Just make shallow holes. Yeah, and you got to be careful when you do it too, right? And it is Opuntia species. And we'll listen for you again. The DX has been booming in your Big Stack. So the Opuntia we have is Opuntia fragilis. We have some in our garden. I'm just trying to find a picture for you guys. Opuntia. 157. 157. This is an awesome book. 157. There it is right there. So our native cactus is that one right there. See the flowers on it? That's Opuntia fragilis. It's a prickly pear, and it grows here on the Southern Gulf Islands. And then we have these here. We have these stone crops. You see these different succulents? We have different succulents here as well. All these guys here, right? They're pretty cool. Lots of them across the street at the beach. That's actually a really good book. Plants of Coastal British Columbia, including Washington, Oregon, and Alaska. So you ever want a good book? You get that one. Prickly pear. That's amazing. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things that grow here on Salt Spring Island. I'm worried about my big coast prickly pear from Orange County. Many Opuntia. Yeah, that one, that'd be interesting to see how that one does, piece me. Keep us updated on that. And hey, be sure to post some pictures of it. Windy, Big Stack. Yeah, we're going to listen for you again. And I'm going to try to find that video, Big Stack. I can probably find the link for you. If I can go to my channel here. Hang on. Videos. I think I probably put it on Jungle Joe C. Yeah, I did. I put most of my other ones on Jungle Joe C, my radio videos. I will find it for you and I will post you a link, okay? Hang on, fellas. Hang on. I'm going to look for a video. It's cool. I was just saying with Big Stack in Ottawa there, I talked to him the other day on my two-way radio. And I just happened to be on this frequency. And I don't know the odds. What are the odds of him tuning into the same frequency I was on? And he heard me calling. And then he got back to me, which was super cool. It was actually kind of exciting. I think that might be the first time I've ever actually talked to somebody that's on my live streams. There was another guy I talked to one time that did watch my videos, but he's never been on my live streams. Let's see here. Jungle Joe C. Okay, I'm on my other channel here, and I'm going to post a link for you, Big Stack. I'll post a link here for you, just for you. Videos. Hang on, fellas. I'm going to find a link for them. Michigan, Missouri, Indiana, Illinois, Kalamazoo. Man, I got so many videos on here. Where did I put it? Two days ago. Was that Christmas Day? Where is it? It's driving me crazy now. Huh. I thought I put it on here. That's interesting. Anyway, I thought I put it on there, Big Stack. I'll find it for you. Oh, you did saw the video. Okay, what channel is it on? I lose track of it. Was it on Jungle Joe C or this one? I'm not sure. I don't remember. Eating cactus salvos. I eat cactus too. I like it, Palms. It's pretty good stuff, but I don't eat our own cactus. How's the Heavenly Bamboo coping? James Clayton, fully cold hardy here. You'll never, ever damage Heavenly Bamboo here in the cold, ever. At my last location, I've seen it freeze to the ground, but Nandina domestica is perfectly cold hardy here. There's a guy in Nanaimo with an impressive cactus succulent garden outdoors. I think. Oh, cool. Yeah, there's some amazing ones, Jeff, even here on Salt Spring Island. Oh, did you just follow it, Dave? Okay, thanks, man. Yeah, I've had that channel for coming up 10 years. April will be 10 years, that one. This one I've had longer. Christmas Day on Oh, it's Christmas Day. Okay, so it's on this one. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Big Stack. Anyway, if we talk again, I've been working a lot of AMDX. I've been talking a lot of AM skip too, because I like talking AM skip. But anyway, you'll hear me on them. I'm usually on channel 28 a lot, channel 28. I talked to some guys in Ontario. They're on 28 today. So I wonder if I know that guy in Nanaimo, Jeff. I planted some cactus in front of my brother-in-law's place. It was, I think, around 1993. I threw a pad down of a Pancha, a big pad, threw it in front of his house, and it absolutely grew monster size. Monster size. It was there forever, ever. It grew 8 feet tall, 8 feet wide, and then they sold their place, and the new people removed it all. They didn't like it. They ripped it out. They ripped the thing out, man. It was absolutely gorgeous. Used to get fist-sized yellow flowers on it every year, like 100 flowers easily, and it's gone. Totally destroyed the cactus, man. Sickening. It's amazing what some people don't like. Yeah, it's just like, what a crime it was, right? Anyway, eating cactus palms is not bad. They sell it at our supermarket sometime. And I bought it, and I put it in stir fry. Heard a station in Yellowknife just before I heard you was waiting for him. Then I go, yeah, that's pretty cool, Big Stack. I think that's pretty awesome. And I'll definitely listen for you in there again. And I put you in my logbook. So you know what? Your radio's definitely making a trip. So you're mostly on SSP 555. Okay. I've been trying. I fish for skip. And if you look at some of my thumbnails I put on Jungle Joe C today, some of them are from the 1970s. One of them was from 1979. And I was sitting with my 79 or 80, and I'm sitting with my D104, my 458, and one of the thumbnails I used to have a big linear amplifier. That was 1979, and then I used them as thumbnails for the videos because I thought it'd be kind of fun, some retro stuff, because it does remind me of the old days when I hear the AMDX coming in and all these guys from the Southeast talking the way they do. They don't talk any different when they did when I used to work them back in the 70s and 80s and 90s. Skip has always sounded the same, which is crazy. It's like it's always sounded the same. You're blowing smoke up here, Roger Dodger. They just, it's just all the same lingo they use, right? And I like that. I like the fact that it hasn't changed. It's kind of cool. I talked to a guy today on an 8-element beam in Tennessee. I put the video on Jungle Joe C. I could not believe how loud that guy was coming in on AM. It's just unbelievable. Check out cluster. I did. Yes, card PM. I said I think I went on that site. It's Yeah, I think I did go on that site. I'll check it again. And you're on usually 555, the call channel. I was wondering if it's the same up there. Jubea challenges and boutique are less common than camera ops. Yes, they are here. It's they're less common, but there's more Butia than Jubea, but there's still quite a few Jubea in collectors' gardens. So the nicest Jubeas I know of are growing in Jeff's garden in Victoria, and they are big. The trunk is about as tall as me, as high as me, and I can't get my arms around him. He's got 3 in his garden. He planted them back in the 1990s. They are big monsters, and he does not protect them. He's also got a pair of Jubea Torrellii in his garden. He's got 60 palm trees, 60 big palm trees in his garden. His Butia is absolutely massive, and he's got a very big Trithrinax acanthocoma in his garden. He grew from seed. It's been there 20 years. A really nice Camadoria microspadex too. You should see it. And Trachycarpus nova with 20 feet of trunk. I got videos of it here. His place is like something out of California. He's got so many palms. He's got a mature grove of Trachycarpus wagnerianus in his front yard. Under the grove are thousands of seedlings, Trachycarpus, pure Trachycarpus wagnerianus. He's got tons of princeps. Well, not tons. I think he's got 4. He's got sable minor. The Butia produces fruit. His wife made jelly out of it. And he's got lots of Trachycarpus fortunae as well. It's a pretty cool garden. Pair of Jubeas wrapped up, palms. Wrapped her up. Put some burlap around it. And an umbrella over top of it. I got to check the Jubeas in the Seattle Arboretum. Yeah, hopefully I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be okay in Seattle. The Jubeas in the Seattle Arboretum. Yeah, I think they'll be good. There's a lot of them here in collectors' gardens. Like we have a lot of Palm Society members that grow stuff like that. The one in our garden, I think, will be fine. Although it wasn't there in 2008. It was alive. It was in the cold greenhouse, but I planted it after the 2008 freeze. So it'll be interesting to see how it does in this freeze. Did you ever see the video of Fabio was on the roller coaster ride when the Canadian goose flew? No way. No way. Crazy. I got to watch that video. Fabio, he was the guy in those romance novels. Picture of him, right? Workstation in Poland on Monday. Oh, cool. I have not heard Europe in a long time. And I've worked a lot of European stations, and I do have a lot of videos of me talking to different places in Europe. I think they're actually on this channel. They might be on this channel, or maybe on my other one. But yeah, I've worked all over Europe on a ground plane and, of course, on my beam. I used to run a beam antenna back when I lived on the mainland. I had a 2-element high-gain quad. It was called an Eliminator 2. Up about 30-foot tower with 6 foot of mast, had a channel master rotor on it. And it was a good little beam. But I also ran one of those golden penetrators, super penetrator 500, a high-gain Omni. And, I've been talking to a lot of guys with these high-gain penetrators. They work really well. And if any of you guys are into radios, man, maybe we could talk on here some. It's kind of fun. So good for you, Big Stack. That's a good haul, Poland for sure. I ship a lot of palm seeds to Poland. Michael, one of our viewers, and we have a few viewers from Poland. I ship Michael a lot of things to Poland. He's bought a lot of palm seeds from me, a lot of palms over the years. And it was nice enough for Michael last year. This year, he sent us these 2 mugs that he made that were custom made from an oak tree in his garden. So there are people in Poland that are growing palm trees. Amazing, isn't it? And I know Poland can get pretty cold at times. Like this, maybe colder because Poland's landlocked, right? There's no ocean or sea around Poland, right? So all quads seem good. Yeah, quads are great. Big Stack, I turned on the radio early this morning. There's no DX on any of the channels. I heard somebody on channel 30 coming in pretty good too. So I called for them and they come back to me. I said, Breaker. And they said, go ahead, Breaker. And I said, where are you guys? And they said, Michigan. And I said, wow, you guys sound like locals. Seriously, there's no DX on any of the other channels. And that's happened to me before over the years. I remember when I was a kid. This would have been maybe 1977, 78. And I was on my TRC. It would have been 78 because I got it in 78, the TRC 458. And it was on channel 30 again because I used to be the channel I used to monitor on AM. And I broke in there one time. There was a guy having a talk, a QSO from Montana. And I had a talk with the guy just like he was across the street, talked to him for probably a half hour. It was pretty wild. When you coming over Cowichan Valley? I don't know the next time we're coming over. We were in Victoria a while ago, so we had to get our dog groomed, right? So, but Wendy doesn't really like to drive anywhere in the snow. There's the North Sea. Oh, does Poland actually have the North Sea? Okay, so Poland has the North Sea. I didn't realize that. I have to look at my map again. So anyway, yeah, it's fun working European stations. I like working anybody. I think it's just there's more places that come in like or more common like Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, Tennessee. They're always coming in here. So Caleb's back, and I'll go for a few more minutes. I don't know how long I'm going to go on this live stream. It seems to be going really good. I'm kind of in the mood for a turkey leg. Well, the Baltic Sea. Okay, so Poland has the Baltic Sea. I better get a Poland. Let me get a Poland map here, man. Sorry, guys. Now I got to look up Poland. Aha. Let's see what it looks like. Poland. Where is it? Ah, son of a gun. Okay, we got you. Right on. Thanks, Mike. It is right there. It's right below Sweden and right beside Germany. I just found out you have to be. Oh, wow. I got some good knives. I got a lot of knives. I got one here. Where is it? Where is my good knife? I'm trying to figure out where it is. I got these ones too. Remember these guys? Swiss Army knives. These are kind of cool knives, the Swiss Army knives. They got everything. Frick, you could build a house with one of those things. They got everything in a Swiss Army knife. No, I have a knife, a dagger knife I got when I was a kid, and I'm trying to figure out where it is. I don't see it anywhere. Don't know where it is. Somewhere. I got so much crap around here. Anyway, I got a really cool dagger knife I had when I was a kid. I used to use it for skinning fish and gutting fish, and it's got a leather handle on it. It's actually pretty wild. You would love Poland, lovely people. Yes, I know, and I know Polish people. They are very nice people. Absolutely. My mom was Ukrainian. Yeah, my grandpa gave me one from his Vietnam when he was, cool. He was in Nam. Crazy. I'd like to go to Vietnam just to see the palm trees and hang out on the beach. Europe here every morning. Really? You're lucky. So living in Ontario, you're getting that. See, we're getting Hawaii. We get Australia. You hear Japan in there and a lot of other places in the South Pacific, right? But not often we hear Europe here. And you got to remember, I'm only running an IMAX 2000 and an Antron 99, but still, I've worked all over Europe on my IMAX and my Antron. The farthest place I've ever worked on my half-wave antenna when I was a kid, this was in 1977, was half-wave Radio Shack ground plane, the Faroe Islands. Faroe Islands, way up there, and they actually sent me a QSL card, which is kind of cool. So if a guy wants to get into radio, what's the simple way to do it? Go online and look up some good radios. RCI are good radios. Galaxy, Yaesu are nice. ICOM, Kenwood. There's some pretty nice radios out there. You're at 31. Can't wait to tell. Oh, really? You're at 31. Can't wait to tell the day you reach. I'm at 31K. Did I actually make it to 31K? Wow. Well, that's good. I didn't think I made it there yet. I thought I was a few away. Thanks, Fred, for the info. You know better than I do. My grandma gave me, I got 5 different types of banana trees. See which one grows the best here. Yeah, let us know, Caleb. Keep us updated. I want to get in radio. So get yourself, a good antenna, an IMAX 2000 or an Antron 99. Go on Amazon or even eBay. RCI 2950 is a good radio. RCI 2970. And get some good coax. And you need a good power supply, or you can use a battery to run the radio. Only worked New Zealand once. You know what? I'll tell you something. I've worked New Zealand a ton of times, and I've got a lot of QSL cards in there. I can tell you a story. This was back in the this was in the early 80s. Would have been in the early 80s. Would have been 1981. And we're down on 26.535. 26.535. I think that was the channel. So we're down on the free band. I'm talking to my buddy on that radio. I'm going to show you. I'm talking to my buddy on that little radio right down there on the ground. That's a TRC 452 that I got in 1977. Okay, that was my first radio. And I got the free band put in it in 1980 or 81. So it's got 15 channels below 1. So anyway, we're down on 26.535 talking. He's in the same town about 5 miles away. I'm talking with him. I had a beam antenna. I had my Eliminator 2 high gain quad up there. And then I hear somebody in the distance talking, like in the background, very faint. So I just said to my buddy, wait a sec, I hear somebody talking, I'm going to swing my beam around. This is on AM. The radio down that low only puts out about 2.5 watts. So I swing my beam around, and the guy that I hear talking, his dB gain, is dB like on the S units come up. So he's southwest of me. And in that time, I lived in southwest corner of Langley, right by the U.S. boundary. And I got back to the guy. He was in New Zealand, and I talked to the guy for about 10 minutes or so, and got his coordinates, got his address, his P.O. box. I sent him a card, and he sent me a card back. I worked the guy in 2.5 watts on AM on that little dinky radio right there. So that was one of my best New Zealand contacts, which I thought was pretty cool. 31K. Wow. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to have to put a video on after this, and the first person to comment on that video is going to get some seeds. So yeah, I've worked Japan a few times, and Australia tons of times. Australia, I've worked so many times I've lost count. I log stuff. I have a logbook here, and I filled out many of these logbooks. But so when I talk to people, I put them in. Put them in the logbook, right? We put them in here, and the signal strength they hit me, the frequency they hit me, how much power I was running, all that sort of stuff. So just to keep track, but I don't put everybody in there. I usually put the stronger stations in there. And I've got a bunch of those filled up downstairs. I work New Zealand. That's awesome. And you got a good sound station, Big Stack. You're booming in here. So about Musa Itinerans, are they real? Itinerans. I think it's called Musa Itinerans, Caleb. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. And I also worked Faroe Islands on AM too. I've worked Maui on AM. I talked to a guy in Maui this month on AM on 26.9, was it 26.951? 26.95, was it 26.951? I think it was. It might have been, or 950. And anyway, he was down there coming in from Maui, and I talked to the guy on AM, so it wasn't too bad. I was on my 2980, my big base station there. Stock power, it's 25 watts on sideband and 8 or 10 or something like that on AM. I think it's called Itinerans, Caleb, for sure. Wow, that was great contact. Thanks, Caleb. YouTube. So anyway, I'll listen for you again, Big Stack, for sure. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we can make contact. The DX is booming in here daily. And somebody else wanted, thanks, 31. The day you reach, I get a play button. If I ever make it to 100,000K, I better check out and see what my channel looks like when it says 31K on it. Let's see. Let's see what it looks like. Been at 30,900 forever. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. Western Canada grapples in extreme cold. My channel. It does say 31K. Ha! How about that? That's kind of weird seeing that because I've been looking at 30.9 for a long time. 31K. Anyway, I'll put a video on after this, and the first one to comment on it will get some Trachycarpus seeds from some nice Trachycarpus palms. When the days sun grow, when they get 30% of the days sun, they grow good here. Yes, and warmth too, Caleb. Warmth is a good thing too. You know what I mean? Our bananas, like I got the trunks wrapped with bubble wrap, so most likely the trunks won't freeze, but then again, they may freeze down partially because this has been a long cold snap, and it's been a pretty bad cold snap. So, and like I say, I'm guessing the tree fern fronds are going to be burnt to a crisp just because of this prolonged freeze, right? So we'll see what happens. I don't think the tree fern is going to be harmed in any other way. It always puts out new fronds in the spring because I protect it. Trunk on a tree fern is hardy to about -9 or 10 degrees Celsius, something like that. So pretty hardy. And there are other tree ferns on Salt Spring Island in private gardens. So just have to wait and see. Anyway, like I say, the true damage will show up when everything warms up and thaws out long after the freeze has passed. So you can't be taking pictures of stuff right now and posting and say, well, look at my palm looks good. There's no damage on it. Well, you can't tell if there's damage right now. You know what I mean? And a lot of people do that. They'll go out into their garden and say, well, look, my Mexican fan palm actually looks pretty good, or this now looks pretty good as well. How can you tell when it's in the middle of a deep freeze and it's like, 20 degrees Fahrenheit out or -6, whatever you want to call it? Wait till it thaws out. It's like cordy lines. Cordy lines will fool you. Cordyline australis. So right now they may look really good during the freeze. And then once they thaw out after the freeze, they flop over. That's what accordion line does. They just kind of flop over on you, right? So wait till they've thawed out. Wait till well after the freeze has passed, and you will be, you'll see the damage if there is damage, right? And hopefully there's no damage. Hopefully all your gardens did pretty awesome. And I hope mine did pretty awesome too. We're going to find out. Okay, guys, I better put a video on here tonight before I go to bed. And I'm going to roll now because I think my voice is starting to get, I can feel it getting kind of hoarse in here. And I need my voice to talk on my radio tomorrow. If my voice is hoarse here, I will not be able to talk on my radio tomorrow. And I like talking. That's my favorite hobby. I mean, live streaming's fun too. But you know what? This right here is been my hobby since 1977. And there's nobody in there. It's quiet. You know, CB band is pretty dead here. Nobody on. I got a couple of guys I talked to on Vancouver Island. One guy's in Chemainus and one guy's in Crofton. The guy in Crofton's name is Steve, and the other guy is Bob in Chemainus. So I talked to those guys. Anyway, guys, I'm going to roll. And if I don't catch you before New Year's, have a happy New Year. You guys are awesome for joining me on the live stream. I thought that was a lot of fun. And you know what? I'm quite glad that the live stream didn't die on me, because a lot of times I'm doing these things and the internet just kind of craps out on me. But tonight, it was in our favor. So you guys, thank you very much. And I will see you next time. And join in every live stream if you can. I will do them on Jungle Joe C sometimes as well. So if you're over on Jungle Joe C, check out some of the videos there. I've been kind of putting a lot more radio videos on there because there's a lot of radio guys that like to watch that stuff. And I put random stuff too. There's some palmy stuff. There's travel stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff on Jungle Joe C. Anyway, guys, cheers to all of you and have a great night and stay warm. I know some of you guys are in a lot warmer place than where I am. And so anyway, Jeff, if you want, you can always message me and I can tell you, where to look to get into radio stuff. All right. You can message me on Facebook. You can message me through my email too. I'll have to watch that video. Okay. Have a good night, David. Take care. Check out those videos that I sent you. Piece of me. Take care, buddy. How does it run on an antenna? I have two antennas up, blast off, two big antennas up. They're omnidirectional, Antron 99 and an IMAX 2000. You can Google those and they will show you pictures of them. Antron 99 and IMAX 2000. Google images of those and you'll see exactly what my antennas look like. All right, Caleb, see you later. I got to watch that video he sent me the link to, Caleb. All right. Happy New Year, Matt. Have a good one, buddy. Jason, Big Stack. Nice chatting with you guys. We'll listen for you on the airwaves there, Big Stack. Hopefully we'll make the connection again. Sneaky in the winter. Trunk dies. They will grow. But yes, Jeff, you're right. They can grow back from the ground level too. They act like a perennial. If the trunk doesn't freeze down all the way, they will resprout out of the trunk as well. My E-Dread looks like they're going to survive. Wow, that's cool, Matt. Wow. Well, that's good. Yeah, mine never did, unfortunately. Would you do a video would you do a video? Yes, I will. Cool. I will. Well, when I got my first radio when I was a kid, my mom and dad bought it for me. And I got started into it. Have you tried Blue Banana? No, I haven't, Caleb. Big Stack, I'll hear you again. No doubt. You know what? Jeff. So back in 1976, when I was 12 years old, my dad bought this receiver. You could only receive and listen to CB radio. And all I was hearing was people coming in from all over the U.S. It was DX, it was Skip, and I didn't know what it was. So I said, I want to talk to those people. I want a radio so I could talk to those people. So they went to Radio Shack, and the guy at Radio Shack sold my mom. Well, I picked out a radio. I got to pick when I was an AM radio, 40 channel. They just come out with 40 channel CBs then because everything was 23 before that. So I picked out a TRC 452. They sold me a power supply, some coax, which is the cable that runs from the antenna to the radio, and a half-wave ground plane Radio Shack antenna. Dad put the antenna up for me in a post in the backyard, and I remember talking Skip. The very first Skip contact I talked to, and Skip is when you're talking a long distance. It's the signal skipping off the ionosphere, the surface of the Earth, skipping along, right? So that's why they call it Skip. And I talked to a guy, his handle was Short Change, and it was in Louisiana. And I still have that QSL card. That was in 1977. All right. You guys take care. Have a good night. And I'm going to go eat me some turkey drumstick. All right. And maybe I'll do a live stream tomorrow. Maybe on Wendy's, maybe on Jungle Joe C, but most likely be on Wendy's. All right. Cheers to you guys. Take care. Thanks a lot. See you next time.